We back.
It don't matter the color of the skin, either woman or man, just let the case land. It's here, it's in safe hands. This is God work, not a fake plan. Too many kids being found in these lakes, man. This is MTGV, and you with Miss V. She keep her ear to the streets.
Welcome in, everybody.
This is the place that you wanna be, but all trolls we delete, you better believe. Just so you know we don't go for those.
We talking about Ashley Elkins
We know
and this dirty cop, both from Michigan, Detroit area.
For those that's taking these souls, we know, but it's getting so out of control.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Please be sure to smack that thumbs up. And if you're here on a replay, please smack the thumbs up and drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about what you're hearing. And if you hear, let me know who's here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Welcome to MTGV Crime Podcast. Thank y'all all for being here. Shout out to my HMIC first in the building. How you doing, BFF? Number 3. We ain't playing today. We are not playing. And we're going to get right into it. So this cop here that you're looking at, his name is Earl. Wait, hold on. What is his name? Earl Reynard Anderson, who was newly married. I'm just finding out. And yeah, he was texting his 13-year-old stepdaughter. I'm sure that this marriage had everything to do with the daughter. That's what I'm just going to assume. Now, I haven't even looked into this case yet. We're going to do this together. But it made me instantly think about Naziah, 13 years old, text messages. The difference is this is a cop, but she lives in the house with him because he's married to her mother. So like I said, guys like this find their way around people that they trying to get at. And they do all kind of tactics to get close to them. And so, yeah, we going to go down this rabbit hole. We going to follow this also. And also about Ashley Elkins, I see something is set for her case March 7th. So we going to start with Ashley Elkins. So this is, he had another court proceeding after the last video that we did. So we going to catch up with that. But before, I'm going to remind everybody who Ashley Elkins is. She went missing January 2nd, 2025. One of the most, and condolences to her family, her mother. You know, the mother really stand out to me because she literally had a dream that something happened, and she called her daughter when something actually was happening. I mean, she went to the house and everything to talk to her daughter, to tell her daughter about this is what I had heard. And her daughter was already gone, and this guy took her from the house, is what it's sounding like. But we're going to get more into it, but I'm going to read this article. So Macomb County, Michigan. The ex-boyfriend of missing Macomb County woman returned to court on Wednesday. This article is coming from Click on Detroit, and it was actually written February 5th. So he has gone back to court. He went on that Wednesday. His name is DeAndre Booker. He was charged in connection with Ashley Elkins' disappearance and assumed to be unalive because they found DNA and different things in a garbage can. They've been searching the landfill and all of this stuff. He's just a sick individual. I mean, can't take no for an answer. She didn't want to be with him no more. They had broke up a good month ago. And he was going out of his way trying to book appointments through her website or whatnot because she did hair at the house. He was so jealous she couldn't even do men twists in peace because of his lame self. Okay, and so the woman went missing early January 2025. The probable cause conference was scheduled for February 5th. It was initially set for the charges of Booker initially faced, I don't know, this thing, get off of my screen. God, all these pop-ups. Okay, so hold on. The probable cause conference scheduled for February 5th was initially set for the charges Booker initially faced for allegedly lying to a police officer. That was the first thing that they arrested him on. Then the attorney requested for Wednesday probable cause. Let me turn this down a little bit. Probable cause conference to be adjourned until March 7, 2025. Okay, so for time to review. The amount, it's a lot of evidence. It's a big volume of evidence that they have to go over, and it's being processed by the prosecutor's office. The judge granted this request. So in January, officials confirmed the blood was found in DeAndre Booker's apartment bathroom and deemed to belong to Elkins. And I want to say this is a trigger warning. This is a crime channel. The things that I'm reading is real life events. It actually happened. This is not meant to shock anybody, but it is meant for news reporting, teaching, not necessarily entertainment, but they say that. And these are real events. So like I said, not meant to shock anyone or trigger anyone. So if you are under the age of 18 and you feel like you may be triggered, this is your warning. So in January, officials confirmed blood was found in DeAndre's apartment in the bathroom and deemed to belong to Elkins. The Macomb County mother of 2 was last seen at Booker's apartment the day she went missing. Although Elkins' body was never found, officials believe the evidence found in Booker's apartment is enough to put Booker through trial and possibly convict him of unaliving her. And I actually got some, let me see, I got some still stuff from that area. Let's see. So this is her area. Now, Mark D was also involved in this case. He's from Detroit. He's in the area. And this is actually Mark D walking around that area when they were out there looking, they had the evidence, forensic and all that out there when they were first entered the building. Mark D was out there. And he also ran across her kid's father. He was out there. And also the K9 unit, along with they were walking around the complex, the K9 unit, checking the dumpsters because they knew. I mean, it was evidence all over his apartment. And I remember the last video that I did, her mother was very upset. She was out there 2:00 in the morning at his residence trying to, she was coming to confront him, to find out where her daughter was at. And her daughter had definitely been there. Evidence that her daughter had been there. And man, I feel my heart aches for her right now, just thinking about what the mother was going through to have that dream. And then it actually happened. That blew me away, y'all. That blew me away. Okay, so although Elkins' body was never found, officials believe the evidence in Booker's apartment is enough to go through trial and possibly convict him. Booker was arraigned on January 31st. Now, that was one thing that they was upset about, the mom, that they waited too long. This happened on January 2nd. And it took them a good week before they even went out there. It took some days or maybe even a week before they even went to the freaking apartment. This dude got away and everything, doing all kind of searches. But Booker was arraigned on January 31st on the following charges: premeditated unaliving, tampering with evidence, disinterment of body. Disinterment of body? I ain't never seen that one. Disinterment of body. Hold on, we gotta find out what that means. Does that mean disposing? That it should have said disposing of the body if that's what they meant. Concealing the death of another individual. So during the arraignment on Friday, officials said CCTV footage showed Elkins arriving at Booker's apartment. Wait a minute, nah. She went on her own. She went on her own. It says during the arraignment on Friday, officials said CCTV footage showed Elkins arriving at his apartment. During the early morning hours, Booker was seen hours later leaving the apartment in Elkins' car without her. Now, they didn't say how she was seen, but they did. Okay, now that's different than what I knew, because I thought that the mother, last time I listened, said that he had taken her from the apartment. Like she said he must have been out there when she got outside, and he took her straight from the apartment. And she clearly didn't want to be bothered with him, because when he made the appointment, perping like he was a real person that wanted his hair done, she didn't open the door. So why would she go to his apartment? But like I said, they could just, I don't know. Shout out to everybody in the building. Welcome in Alice in Wonderland. Shout out to Mrs. Telling the Truth Boss Lady in the building. Thank y'all so much for dropping down. And shout out to the 66 people in the building. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Welcome in, James Money. Thank you for being here. Wow. Shout out to D-Man 9 in the building. Welcome in, y'all. Good seeing y'all. Yeah, Justice for Javion crew in the building. This is crazy. Okay, let me play this right quick. Let's see what we got here.
Short time later, defendant returns with the unknown female, but the victim's car is gone. Over the next course of 15 hours, defendant see come and go from his apartment, and the victim is no longer seen. We conduct a search warrant on the residence and ultimately find what would lead to be a large crime scene with a substantial amount of blood in the bathroom. DNA confirms that the blood did in fact belong to the victim. Since January 2nd, the victim has not been seen or heard from, has not had contact with friends or family, no banking activity. This leads us to believe that the victim is in fact deceased, and the defendant is responsible for her death and disappearance.
All right, you signed your testimony and authorized the warrant. Mr. Lang, are we ready to proceed to immediate arraignment, or would you like an opportunity to speak with your client regarding the new information?
Your Honor, we can go right to the arraignment. I just received the amended information on this matter. Have read it. We would stand mute to all charges at this time.
Judge, I'm sorry, Carmen DeFranco on behalf of the people. We don't have the defendant on the screen yet, so.
We're gonna get there. That's what I just want to know if we were moving straight or if you needed to talk to his client, because we just got the search warrant.
So let me finish this article, because it says in addition to the fact that Booker was seen hours later leaving the apartment in her car without her, 15 hours later, police also seen video footage that showed Booker going in and out of his apartment, and Elkins was nowhere to be seen. When the police searched Booker's apartment, they found a substantial amount of blood in the bathroom. Booker was remanded with no bond to the Macomb County Jail.
All right, Macomb County Jail, may I please have Andre Booker?
Or Macomb.
Yes, ma'am.
Macomb, Macomb, tomato, I guess.
All right, now appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Carmen DeFranco appearing on behalf of the people.
He's so
Good
ugly.
morning, Your Honor. Robbie Lang.
It just really upset me when you look at this. It's like, dude, you couldn't take no for an answer. You couldn't just leave her alone. You had to take her out and leave her 2 children motherless. Look at this idiot. Oh, this pisses me off.
Appearing on behalf of DeAndre Booker.
And sir, please state your name for the record.
DeAndre Booker.
All right, Mr. Lane, again, with regard to the arraignment on the new information you've been provided.
Your Honor, I have been provided the new information. We would waive the formal reading and stand mute.
Right.
All right. Mr. Booker, have you had an ample opportunity to talk to your attorney?
Not today, but yesterday, yes.
Has he gone over your rights with you?
Yes,
Do you understand all of those rights?
yes,
Do you have any questions regarding those rights?
no,
Do you know what the charges are in the new information at this time?
I don't.
All right. Then we
You might as well read them,
read
Your
the
Honor.
charges, counsel, just so that he knows what he's trying to.
Trigger warnings. Trigger warnings.
You could read them out loud.
That's fine. Sir, you are charged with count 1, homicide, murder, first degree.
Trigger warning.
The allegation is that you did deliberately with the intent to kill and with premeditation. kill
Trigger
and murder
warning.
one Ashley Elkins, contrary to MCL 750.316. That is a felony with a possible penalty of life without parole. Count 2, tampering with evidence. Criminal case punishable by up to more than 10 years. Did knowingly and intentionally remove, alter, conceal, destroy, or otherwise tamper with evidence to be offered in a criminal case where the crime was punishable by a maximum term of imprisonment of more than 10 years or imprisonment for life of any term of years. That is a felony punishable by up to 10 years and or $20,000. Count 3, dead bodies, disinterment and mutilation. Did mutilate, deface, remove, or carry away a portion of a dead body.
Oh, that's what. Oh, shoot. Trigger warnings. Yeah, that's what that word meant that I didn't know, because I'm like, it. Gosh, man. Disinterment a body. I know I ain't saying that right, but that's what it means. And so they didn't say the other word that we know, but they said that. Oh, my God.
Is a felony punished by up to 10 years or $5,000. And count 4, concealing the death of an individual. That you allegedly did discover the body of Ashley Elkins, a person he or she had reason to know was dead, and failed to inform a law enforcement agency, a funeral home, or a 911 operator of the discovery while having a purpose to conceal the fact or cause of death of that person. That is a felony punished by up to 5 years and or $5,000. Do you understand the charges?
I don't quite understand them. Hold on.
For $5,000.
What's about this?
Do you understand the charges against you today? And count 4, concealing the death of an individual. That you allegedly did discover the body of Ashley Elkins, a person he or she had reason to know was dead, and failed to inform a law enforcement agency, a funeral home, or a 911 operator of the discovery while having a purpose to conceal the fact or cause of death of that person.
Oh, okay. So he didn't call no type of help for her after he did this to her because he was trying to conceal it because he wasn't trying to go to jail.
That is a felony punished by up to 5 years and or $5,000. Do you understand the charges against you today?
yes,
At this time, I'm going to enter the not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment, and we'll move to bond. We'll start with you, counsel. Mr. Lane.
Your Honor, I realize the seriousness of this offense. However, according to MCR 6.106B, he does not fit the category where bond can be denied, even though it is a murder charge, because he has no prior violent felonies.
It don't matter.
He, at the time,
Don't mean a damn thing.
bond or parole, probation for any violent felony. Therefore, under 6106C, the court must order the pretrial release of defendant on personal recognizance or on unsecured appearance bond, unless the court thinks he would be a danger to the public and or a flight risk. And Your Honor, I would reiterated before that Mr. Booker would not be a flight risk. He has lived in either Detroit, Ann Arbor, or Macomb County his entire life.
His searchers say he a flight risk. Wasn't he trying to figure out how to get up out of here or how to conceal some things? Which was it?
He has ties to the community here in terms of past jobs, family, etc. And if we look at the worry about him being gone. He could be placed on a steel cuff tether, so his whereabouts would be known at all times. He would, I believe that the police may have already confiscated, if he had a passport in his residence, they would already have control of that. He does not have a driver's license, so that would be surrendered to ensure that he would not flee. With regard to
Exactly.
reasons
Danger to
for a
everybody.
personal recognizance bond, the court
Right.
Subrule F looks
We're
at
getting
about
out.
8 known factors.
No one
With
cares.
regard to these, there's only one that stands out, and that is the seriousness of the offense charge. As to all the other factors, Mr. Booker does not have any prior criminal record.
He is right there at
whatsoever.
Canada.
He does not have a record of non-appearance at court dates. He doesn't have a history of substance abuse or a mental condition. He has had steady employment most of his life, other than for the past 6 months when he was laid off from his job, and he's been working some part-time jobs therein. And again, he has ties, family ties to this community. So I expect the court is going to enter some type of monetary bond, but I would ask that that be low. I mean, he does not have any assets of his own, and that you put some conditions on his release.
Sir, you're wasting our
Like I
time
mentioned,
right now.
the GPS tether, no contact with the victim's family, etc.
All right, Mr. Franco.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Inga
Judge, I
ain't
believe
going
counsel
nowhere.
is misreading 6.106. I believe this defendant can be remanded with no bond, at least for a period of about 90 days. And I would ask for that. If this court is inclined to grant some sort of monetary bond, I would ask for something in the neighborhood of $5 million cash, no 10%.
Is there anything further from anyone?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Having reviewed and being familiar with the statute, I would agree that the defendant does
Was it
qualify
worth it?
for a
No.
remand under the statute. As provided, as such, I am going to remand him with no bond into the care and custody of the Macomb County Jail at this time. We need to talk
Good.
CC dates. At this time, there is another case with Judge Bodecker already. There is a PCC scheduled for February 5th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. I was not at that matter. I do not know if the original court date, if the defendant waived his 21-day rules yet on that matter,
Judge,
and what kind of time issues.
if I may, Judge, yes, it was an adjourned PCC. The 21-day rule has been waived on that already. I would ask for this PCC to be set. This is obviously going to Judge Bodecker as well.
Yes, this matter will also go to Judge Bodecker. So we can keep the February 5th date of next Wednesday. We can also change that date if we are willing to waive timeline requirements today.
Your Honor, myself and Mr. DeFranco had spoke before we got on the record about, dates based upon our schedules and these dates coming up on the previous case of the 5th and the 26th. I would have waived the time frame, but now, we kind of agreed that since we have this PCC scheduled for the 5th on the other case, we just as soon have this scheduled for that. And then we'll go from there in terms of where we're going to go for another PCC based upon the anticipation of the massive amount of discovery I'm assuming I'm going to receive.
And Judge, I agree with Mr. Lang on that. I will begin to coordinate with my office's discovery unit to make sure Mr. Lang gets at least starts to get the discovery as soon as possible. And I agree. I think leaving this the 5th, then we, Mr. Lang, myself, and Judge Bodecker can all look at everyone's schedules together on that date and figure out where to go forward.
Okay, then I'm going to put this matter also on to February 5th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. on Zoom for a PCC, an exam date of February 12th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. in person. That will be the control date. You guys can discuss that with Judge Bodecker at the next court hearing. Sir, I am going to officially refer your matter to the public defender for appointment of counsel so that Mr. Lang can be appointed to coordinate both matters.
Yes, Your Honor, just to speak to that, I was specifically appointed on the other case knowing that this matter might come up, and therefore, yes, you'd have to run it through our office.
Y'all, please support the channel by hitting a thumbs up. It's very, very important. It's what let YouTube know y'all enjoying the content. Y'all support the content. Please smack the thumbs up by double tapping the screen or hitting those 3 dots. It's free, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. And while I got it paused, I looked up that word. And it is an act of digging up a body or coffin from the ground. It can also refer to disposing hidden facts or secrets, which is what they using the word for. But why a body might be disinterred, family choice. A family might disinter a body to move it to a new burial site. But in this case, they using it because it can refer to exposing hidden facts or secrets. Yeah, that's what they using it for. Hold on, examples. The Department of Defense disinterred and sorted through commonly skeletons. The Army disinterred remains of Native American children and returned them to their family tribes. Hold on. Legal action. A body might be disinterred as part of a police investigation or court order. Yeah. So basically, he knew that she was unalived, and instead of him calling help, he walked her out to the dumpster to conceal it. And that's what they calling that.
And I'm going to be on this case also.
So we will make sure that is done as well. And you guys will all be in front of Judge Bodacker next Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. I have set the matter remotely on Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pleasure seeing you again.
Nice to meet you.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Welcome in, Tanzali. Well, what else coming on? Because this is a long... Something else coming on. What are we doing here? What's going on? Who got the camera? What are they doing here? I seen her mother here somewhere, but they obviously wasted a lot of time here, didn't they? What is this? Fix your pants and your suit, sir. Easy on the donuts, guy. So it's a family conference or something?
Somebody check the door and see if anybody else is out there.
Can somebody unblur the camera?
So that we don't get interrupted.
So that's mom and sister that they both were not
Thank you
today. Okay?
What's your name, sir?
Maurice Morton, MauriceMorton.
Are you a family?
time and money. He'll never
Yes,
get
and
it.
uncle.
Uncle. So
You gonna
good
get
morning,
the time in
everybody,
prison, though.
and thank you for coming out. I know that we've had a huge amount of media that has been asking questions, but we couldn't give answers until the completion of the investigation. But be that as it may, it's still going on, which means other information, evidence, it could be digital or it could be otherwise, it comes in. So we want to, number one, be respectful of the privacy of this family who's lost a loved one. We also want to be non-repetitive. So I believe Mr. Morton, on behalf, he's the uncle in the case, is going to be the spokesman. He's going to be the point person on any matters regarding the family so that we don't have the intrusiveness with the mother and also the aunt that's here today too. In addition, we have questions that deal with the investigation from two
Yeah, he ain't
jurisdictions,
getting nobody.
Bourne and Roseville.
The heck out of
Although
here.
other officers in the matter, and then we'll speak to that, were involved with the entire rescue and or recovery in the matter at the landfill. There is information at this time that is still ongoing, being processed. Therefore, certain answers that are given before we start this morning have to be guarded at best. The innocent is still innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
The innocent. I just can't look at him as the innocent. Knowing that he was driving around in their car, in and out of his car, like, get out of here. Let me play this right quick. I don't know if I got audio. Maybe it ain't no audio on here. Yeah. So this is the part where they were just walking around with the dogs, walking around the apartment complex, trying to sniff things out or whatnot. And Mark was too lazy to walk with them, so he ended up going back the other way. He's like, I ain't about to follow little Ren 1010 all around this apartment complex. But that's what they were doing. And then the dog hit on one of them at some point, and they took it away. I didn't get that part of it, but that's what happened, and that's what led them out to the landfill, because they knew that she had been in there. And then while he was there, he also came across the kid's father.
Updates from police and that kind of thing. I'm so sorry for what you guys are going through. It's agony, right? Do you guys have or want to say anything or talk at all? Or you want to just kind of wait for now? I mean, it's up to you. Wait for a little bit. You're going to be hanging out for a bit? Okay, us too. I'll come check in a little while. Okay, nice to meet you guys. Updates from police and that kind of thing.
So Mark knew her and let her know that the father was there, and he didn't try to talk to him or anything. I think he gave him some flyers or something. Yeah, he asked him for some flyers. But and he told him who he was, but he didn't ask him any questions. And then he just told the news lady, and she went over there. Okay, we'll go back to this. Hold on. But I'll let y'all finish that video.
These charges were levied based on the information as well as the entire process of police work. And I know it was tedious, long, cumbersome, but I thank the family for giving accolades to the law enforcement agencies that did such a fine job. That being said, you heard the charges this morning in open court. In addition, the other charge that was already levied makes a total of 5 charges. And for that, I'm going to open it up because the information that has been given to you right now and provided openly in court deals with the investigative portion of the program, which was brought by law enforcement to the office for a full review, exhaustive review. And at this time, these are the charges that have been levied. Open it up for questions. Let's do it one at a time. Put your hand up and direct it to either the investigative portion or the charging portion, because there's 2 portions.
Could you expand on? Go ahead. Go ahead. Put your hand up.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe along the same lines, but can you kind of expand on how we got from that last day of the search to where we are today?
This is an ongoing investigation. The detectives continue to work.
I don't know if anybody answered Lady Lucky, but this is the Ashley Elkins case. I'm not sure which one you thought it was. And then we're going to talk about the cop that was texting a 13-year-old, and he was newlywed to the mother that he only married to get close to the 13-year-old, which is, yeah, that's what that's telling me. What y'all think?
Tirelessly develop more evidence, put together what I feel is an excellent case, obtained enough evidence to present to the prosecutors who went through it very thoroughly and authorized those charges today.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if you could expand a little more on the evidence that was found. The detective sergeant said there was blood found in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah,
a little bit more about that.
There was blood recovered from the apartment. It was analyzed by the state police crime lab, and it was a match to Ashley.
And that was in the bathroom, correct?
Yes.
Was it anywhere else or was it just in the bathroom?
We're gonna keep it just to that, what was put out in court this morning at this time.
Thank you, sir.
It was everywhere.
How much blood?
There was blood recovered, it was a match.
Trigger warnings.
And it was enough to get the charges authorized today, and we'll leave it at that.
Trigger words.
And the evidence,
Go ahead.
the evidence was recovered when you did the search of the boyfriend's apartment or ex-boyfriend's apartment. Is that correct? Or was this at a different time?
It's recovered from the search.
Can you repeat what was said this morning in regard to the suspect being in a vehicle with a female, I believe, and then came back alone? So did he have help? Can
What?
you talk about the relevance of why that was introduced today?
We believe he acted alone. There was video portion of a second female.
Hmm?
It was investigated thoroughly. She was not involved. She was unwitting.
What? She didn't know what he was up to?
Was that at the alleged time maybe of disposal of a body? Or do we know, or can you
No,
add
sir.
any context as to how and what you believe happened as far as where she was taken?
Johnny indicated that you said, was it at the time disposal of the body? He said, no, sir.
Okay.
Thanks for the question. Again, this is the kind of case, even though you don't have a body and you're going to, you're a journalist and, communications is very important. These cases are put together by the totality of the evidence, the statements, the digital evidence that's provided, and because people come forward even during an investigation may offer more testimony. So we're not that we don't want to answer completely, but there's things that are still ongoing. Somebody had a question over here.
I was going to ask you if you feel confident you can get a conviction without a body.
Past practice is what I rely on for future performance here.
That's
This
messed
county
up,
has
man.
seen, since I've been practicing almost 40 years, 4 cases that I'm very familiar with that have had no body and have had total conviction. Because
Man.
there's no other way sometimes to explain it when you don't have a body, except all of the evidence that's been accumulated.
This is like right around the time when this happened to Naziah, they had Zion Foster that was at the landfill, and I don't think they ever found her. Now we got her at the landfill, and where's Naziah? Hell, for all we know, they could have simply just put her in a dumpster, y'all. They really could have. And once the body goes to the landfill, if she ain't buried nowhere, if she ain't in that water, he was out there for 2 hours. He could have took a little note out the playbook here. With Zion. That's the easiest thing to do. The dumpster. I bet you that's what he did. I bet you. And I wasn't even thinking about a dumpster until now. Sick bastard. Now remember, they was all over the place. They was all in Ypsilanti. She could be in Ypsilanti. I already said I don't believe Naziah came back home from Ypsilanti. I already said I believe he placed his phone there like he placed the evidence everywhere. That just made me think about Naziah.
Yes.
In terms of the search for her body, are there other places you guys have searched?
Yeah.
Can you discuss where you searched or where you will continue to search if you have additional information to do?
Any information that's garnered as a result of now new information would be searched, of course. But you've already known that the landfill was the main place.
Are there additional places you intend to search?
Not at this time.
Forgive me if these questions may be remedial because I've followed this on the periphery, not directly, but can you speak to evidence that was gathered at the landfill that might be relevant?
Everything that was gathered there is still being processed, and that'll be decided of evidentiary value at a later time.
So
Can
they
you speak to
found
potential motive here? Meaning, had they had a longer standing relationship that was breaking off, or can you add any context to the why, perhaps?
I don't think that we have the in-depth knowledge and what you need, but I know the family has given information that has also been a part of the investigation in regards to the relationship. And I think they want to keep a lot of that private at this time.
Well, I think I remember the mother saying that they had been broke up. They had been together for a year, but they broke up. And I don't know how long they have been broke up, but she clearly didn't want to be with him no more. Well, at least that's what I thought. But then they saying she went to his house. I'm confused. I don't know if she went to the house or not, or if they just worded it that way, because she had just told the kids not to open the door when she seen him at the door after scheduling an appointment through her website, like he was a client. And so that's weird. But the mother said that they broke up because he was like catfishy. You know what I'm saying? They was like, he was just he had 1,000 different pages with different things going on, and she called him a catfish. So you know, she didn't really know. She said he had like people commenting, the same people commenting all the time, and she was like, it's like he wasn't real, you know. And so, and then there was probably other stuff. She later found out that he was being like the ABU, like, you know, scuffling with her or whatnot. And so that probably was what really ended it. She might have told her mother that, but what really probably ended it was him being jealous and crazy. But she didn't tell her mom that, because she know her mother is a worrier. Like you could tell in my last video about this, her mother is just that type of mother that worries. And I was just saying that, wow, her worst nightmare came true. She literally dreamed it up. And it happened as it was happening. That's wild.
Mr. Morton, I imagine, I don't put words in your mouth, what's the family feeling today, sir, seeing charges being brought as moving forward in the case?
It's a very tough day, right? Very emotional to hear the charges that were levied. But the family is appreciative to everyone that's worked on this case, particularly to Roseville Police Department and the prosecutors. It's been, a little over 4 weeks now waiting for murder charges to come. And so,
trigger words,
though this does not bring complete closure, but we know that this is the journey to justice. So this is where it starts. And that's what the family wants. We want justice in this case.
Forgive me for appreciating what the prosecutor said about privacy concerns and what may have been shared publicly previously or not. So forgive it if it's redundant, but can you share anything in regard to, was there an abusive relationship here or what might have transpired?
Trigger word, that's the word I wasn't trying to say.
Yeah, we can't really speak to those details. We've said in the past that they had broken up back in September. And we've made it clear that, we can't speak to motive. I can't get in the mind of a murderer, of a psychotic killer. So we'll leave it at that for now.
September.
What would you like people to remember about Ashley?
Beautiful young lady. Remember mostly that she is a mother of a 10-year-old and 7-year-old. So you have 2 young boys out there who don't have a mother. So the community should, feel for those children. She has a mother here, she has siblings, a full family, a wealth of community members and supporters and friends out there who loved her tremendously. You've heard her mom say multiple times, she was the life of the party. Everyone loved her, cared for her, and she cared for them. But she was a mom who fought and cared and took care of her children. I mean, that's what he took away.
This dude had 120 days to get over her, and he didn't. Like, any habit can be broken in 30 days, 28 days. He couldn't get over her. Like, now you got to spend the rest of your life locked up, and her family got to spend the rest of theirs without her. Most of all, her children. And you ain't get away with nothing. Stupid.
How's the family coming together to help her son's process what's going on right now?
It's tough. Mom has mentioned multiple times they're having nightmares. The youngest doesn't quite comprehend this and what's going on. And so it's going to take a village to wrap around them and support them. But this is tough. And we can imagine that going through the court process over these next few months or year or so, it's going to be even tougher. So.
And do you have any message for those who've been?
What I want to say about the landfill is if you do not know what dumpster they were put in, you do not know what area of the landfill they are in. So that's why they can't. It's like no way you can find. That's like a needle in a haystack. I mean, even worse. And we gonna go to the landfill just to get a visual of what it looks like. I mean, if they don't know what dumpster they looking for, they not gonna find you at no landfill, man. And Jarvis and them did. Well, I'm going back to Jarvis and them because I think now I can't get it out my head. I really think they put her in a dumpster somewhere. As a matter of fact, it was one time I thought about the dumpster in that case when I was driving. I was on Google Maps and I was driving through the lot through the school and I seen a dumpster. I was like, there's a dumpster. And then I said it when I went to the hotel that was across the street. But that left me until now. I bet you that's what they did. And then they scattered her stuff everywhere. I bet you they put her in a dumpster in Ypsilanti some damn where. They'd never find her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you. Wow.
Working on this investigation, how it's played out, how it's progressed over the last month. You know, what's your message to law enforcement, detectives, and people who've been trying to help bring justice to y'all's family?
Yeah, I mean, we were very clear. We were, the family was frustrated when we started out, right? When Ashley first went missing. We know that law enforcement hands are tied oftentimes. We feel that society as a whole should take these cases more seriously. Just as there's an Amber Alert, we're saying there should be an Ashley Alert, right? When a young woman goes missing and there's reason to believe she's in harm's way, there should be more done.
Yeah.
But as it relates to what's been done by Roseville Police, and since that point, nothing but accolades. They've done a fantastic job. The family's appreciative of all of those agencies that participated in the search for Ashley at the landfill. They've communicated with us on a regular basis. I'm going to keep saying this. Chief Berlin has been excellent in how he's worked with the family. And so we're appreciative of everything they've done. We started with Warren Police Department, Roseville Police Department. We know the prosecutors have worked on this. We appreciate it because, we know there's a lot of families that don't get this level of attention, whether it's from the media or law enforcement. And we feel that everyone should get this level of attention.
Absolutely.
So we're appreciative of what they've done to this point.
How hard is it being in the courtroom, seeing the suspect's face?
It's very difficult, but I think the hardest part is hearing the charges, right? Because then you start to visualize and picture what occurred. That's very difficult.
From the work at this point on, the journey's beginning with the prosecution, because now all of the points that have been investigated thus far, as well as what may come in the future, have to be put together methodically and to show the timeline as to how it all occurs. And I want to thank also all the assistant prosecutors, including the two that are here today,
Man,
Ms.
my
Seawood
heart
and
breaks
Mr.
too, y'all.
Franco, because they are going to lead the charge on this case to bring justice to this family and closure someday, that the questions can be answered and be given to those two little boys. Because we all have families.
Poor
Let's
babies.
face it. Nobody wants to be sitting here and going through this. This is extremely painful. And the thought of trying to bring.
Now, it was something about her son of course, her baby's devastated, but it was something like he was supposed to do something with her, like something special, cook for her or with her or something. And he was just so devastated. Like he never want to do that again or anything again. My heart goes out to these babies because, the mother was so close to getting her help. Because she was just right there. Like, the mother actually could have got hurt. She was so close. And then I'm wondering, who was the other woman that was there? Even though they said she had no clue. She did not know what he was doing. but somebody else walked up on him. He couldn't go on with the other woman.
Her home and get closure at that time wasn't a success, but
What a
we're going to
loser.
go ahead and do everything we can to purge forward and make sure that justice is going to be in this case. The reality is he's innocent until proven guilty. And everything that we say at this point here, we want to make sure that you have that information in the message that you're leaving to those individuals that wanted to know about the open questions.
I can touch on one thing. We don't get here today without the collaboration of all our friends in law enforcement. Commissioner Hawkins from Warren PD and his officers were phenomenal. Macomb County Sheriff's Office, we had 15 agencies out there at the landfill.
Wow.
Our detectives here in Roseville worked throughout, and unbelievable caliber of people, and the training and their performance and their knowledge of putting this case together is second to none. So without the collaboration of all of us, this doesn't happen today.
And to I guess come off of that, who's ever trained to go into a landfill and look for a body? None of us. And it's important to realize that they had to strap on boots and godly knows weather and go through garbage to try to do their job to bring her home. So I'm forever grateful for the mission, because it at least took place.
Yeah, and when we talking about landfill searches, it costs a lot of money, and that's when we hear them talking about how much money it costs and all this. This is the last place they like to search, and criminals know this. And the fact that Zion Foster happened closely around that, because if you looked at it right now, it's from a year ago too, so it had to be months apart. They probably did do that, man, because they don't, like he said, they not trained to search landfills. They don't like it. They don't like to do it. It costs them so much money, and they had 15 agencies out there too, and they still didn't find her. They found something, but not her.
Prosecutor, 2 questions. Are there any other persons of interest or accomplices? I know that the woman in the vehicle was not considered an accomplice. Do you believe there were other people involved?
Great question. And I wish that we had more to go on, but the individuals that were a part of, let's say, this investigation, they're not talking. So
well, he need to
we'll
talk
go from there.
And do you believe, based on evidence that you have or more that you'll look at, that you will find Ashley?
I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'd like to go ahead and tell you yes.
Dang.
But it's only if somebody or evidence points to where that happens. Somebody may cooperate in the investigation. Sometimes it takes a little bit.
Yep. So it take him to talk. And just like any other case, it take people to talk. And now it take technology to talk. If you get rid of that, they won't know nothing. Like, I mean, yes, most of their investigating is they are led to something and they make it out of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, without a clue, they have no clue. And let's just keep it playing. I'll be right back too.
But I'm hopeful.
A quick question for Chief Berlin. Has a case like this had an emotional impact on the department or even yourself?
Absolutely. The officers were invested in this.
They put us in the man's nose.
That search became more invested throughout. And when it was over, felt very defeated. So, yep.
And for point of clarity, please, beyond the DNA evidence in the blood in the bathroom in the apartment, has DNA evidence been found in a dumpster, landfill, anywhere else?
Trigger warnings.
We're just going to stick with the comments on the evidence from what was revealed in the court today.
Fair enough.
There's an enormous amount of pages of information. I'm sure by FOIA, you're going to find what statements were made, what information was garnered, and more importantly, the results of that evidence.
The prosecutor or Chief Berlin, do we believe that I guess we don't know how she died, is that correct? At this point, we just have the blood evidence, or can you say how you believe she did die and if that occurred in the bathroom or elsewhere?
So there's still ongoing discussions with the medical crew, if you will, as to certain things that we have determined, okay, that they need to look at and give back. But at this point here, we don't want to disclose more than we need to, given the nature and circumstances of ongoing evidence coming back. If there's no other questions, I know that the family has indicated that their privacy is what they want at this point here. They've been inundated with stress, and they're mourning their loved one. And at this point here, I know you will respect their privacy and go through the spokesman of the family, that you bring your questions to him, and he'll make sure he'll do his best to do what's necessary to get you an answer. Thank you for your time this morning, and we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's okay, John.
Oh, no. Eric, you get the prosecutor's office? Yeah.
It's good to see you.
We gotta go to the conference room.
And now we turn to Macomb County, where a desperate search is continuing for a missing mother of two. We're looking at new video from Lenox Township, multiple agencies spending a second day at Pine Tree Acres Landfill with a special focus on a 6-acre area. No one has heard from or seen 30-year-old Ashley Elkins since January the 2nd. Her loved ones have been reaching out to us, heartbroken and hoping to get help.
Ashley's ex-boyfriend has been charged in connection with this case. 7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley has been following every development and joins us now with the latest.
Investigators did not find what they were looking for during their search today, but they still have ground to cover.
We're getting close. We're getting close. Like I said, a lot of movement today.
That's the message from Roseville Police Chief Mitch Berlin on day 2 of the search at the Pine Tree Acres landfill in Lenox Township. More than a dozen departments and 50 officers are working to find evidence in the disappearance of Ashley Elkins.
I think it's moving in the right direction, and we're going to continue to our targeted area.
That targeted area is a certain depth below ground. Investigators are using a pair of bulldozers to push away layer after layer of soil and debris on the 6.5-acre plot at the landfill. After each pass, a team of officers follow behind the bulldozers, searching the grounds to find Elkins' remains or evidence of them.
So it's a lot of work, labor intensive. But we're up for the task, and we got a lot of great officers here, a lot of great departments that are working hard. Not one complaint up there. Everybody's just hitting and getting it done.
Investigators are also putting a pair of cadaver dogs to work in their search at the landfill. The K9s are good to have on board, but could be thrown off course.
There's other flesh in there. There's meat scraps. There's a lot of different things that you have to get through to find the remains that you're looking for.
We talked with retired Detroit Police Homicide Lieutenant and Oakland County Cold Case Investigator Bill Peterson about the case. He has decades of experience and says the fact police have already whittled down their search area is crucial.
If they've narrowed it down that much, then they've got a bit of a head start to finding what they need. Narrowing that search area down as much as possible, and then starting to search and search and search and search without giving up easily. Matter of persistence.
Meanwhile, Elkins' ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Booker, has been identified as the prime suspect in her disappearance. He's been charged with lying to police at the onset of the investigation and is behind bars on a $250,000 bond. those charges could be enhanced based on what investigators find here. In Lennox Township, I'm Randy Wembley.
Yeah, he don't deserve a bond at all, and he ain't gonna get out. And I know that they also had like a balloon release or something for her. I don't know. Let me see. Oh shoot, I don't think I saved it. Let's see.
Dozens of officers have spent the day at the top of a landfill in Lennox Township searching for any trace of missing mom Ashley Elkins. Now, this search has been ongoing since Monday, making it 4 days. Crews have spent conducting a grid search on Pine Tree Acres landfill in freezing cold temperatures. Let's bring in Sean Lay. We've been covering this story on the ground and from the air. What is the latest on the investigation at this hour, Sean?
You can see it right now. The pitch black out here, and the investigators just left. More than 20 police officers and volunteers up there, way up there, looking for the body of Ashley Elkins. And they didn't want to leave. That's how committed they are. That's how emotional they are to finding some peace, some justice, and some closure for this heartbroken family. So here's the deal. No remains have been found, but we just got an update from Roseville's police chief. He says they're not giving up.
Did he know he's on the camera? What was he just doing? What's going on here?
Got a lot of work in today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We're still inside our targeted area, and we have some more to go, a little deeper and a little wider, and we'll be back first thing in the morning to hopefully finish up. We have some, like I said yesterday, we have some items that are being processed for evidence. We don't know if they're related to this case or not, and we'll ascertain that once we get back to the office and get them to the evidence lab.
Guys, let's break that down for you, exactly what he's exactly saying there. And the key elements are, we're back here tomorrow, and they're not going to give up, because I asked the chief how you have a high confidence level that you're going to find the remains of Ashley right up there. And he said, absolutely. That's where the evidence is leading them. If they had gone out of here and said, we're going to regroup and see where this leads us now, that's not the case. They're going to be back here tomorrow, and they're very hopeful, and they have a high confidence. They're going to get some answers here. Back to you.
Can't imagine what that family's going through tonight. All right. Sean,
right.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, we're going to go on.
Thank you for sharing. For sharing. For sharing. For sharing. Thank you for so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell. Okay, so from here, we gonna go on to the next case, which is this Detroit cop that was texting his 13-year-old stepdaughter that from his new wife. He didn't waste no time, did he? Getting to what he was really there for. And it wasn't a mama. And I don't know anything about this case, y'all. We learning it together, but the brief of it is a Detroit police officer has been charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes, a 4-year felony. Officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. is accused of inappropriately texting a 13-year-old who is his girlfriend's daughter. Okay. Anderson is suspended from the duty by DPD, and paperwork to remove him from payroll has been filed. So that's where we at now. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me finish this. So Detroit, this is coming from Fox 2 Detroit. And hold on. I guess I should put something else up. Well, he right there. His ugly self right there. We talking about him. So the backstory is Officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. is accused of texting a 13-year-old girl who is the daughter of his girlfriend by Warren police. Anderson is charged with accosting a child with immoral purposes, a 4-year felony. Anderson was arraigned in Warren District Court, where his bond was set at $200,000 cash only. If the bond is posted, Anderson is to have no contact with anyone under the age of 17, no contact with the victim, and no internet or internet devices. According to the Detroit police, he has been suspended from duty and paperwork has been filed to remove him from payroll. These allegations are concerning, troubling to be exact, because the alleged crime occurred in the city of Warren. The Warren Police Department has taken the lead on this investigation. In a statement from Detroit Police, pursuant to DPD's policy, our internal affairs unit is conducting a parallel administrative investigation. In addition, this girl's father is very instrumental in this. And I think she sent the text messages to him, or he posted them or whatever. So we gonna go to the father's page too to see what's what. And then Anderson's next court date is going to be March 18th for the probable cause, according to the Macomb County Prosecutor Pete Lucido. The safety and well-being of our children is our top priority. We should be able to trust police officers to protect our children, not to prey on them. Yeah, we should. These charges reflect our community to holding offenders accountable, no matter their position, and ensuring justice for the most vulnerable members of our community. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Preying on the innocent.
Make sure you delete all these text messages. That was the instruction a Detroit police officer is suspected of sending to a 12-year-old girl. That text and others is leading to his arrest and suspension by the Detroit Police Department. You might remember last night at 11, we reported the DPD suspended Officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. from his duty.
Warren investigators say he, quote unquote, preyed on a 12-year-old by sending her sexual and inappropriate text messages. The victim, deputies say she's the daughter of his new wife. Local 4's Shantae Passmore spoke to investigators about the case. Shantae, what led to his arrest?
You know, this all unfolded when that 12-year-old victim came forward. After texting back and forth, she told someone about that exchange. Then when her father found out about it, he did what any parent would do to protect their child.
Tonight, Detroit officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. faces one count of accosting a child for immoral purposes.
It's very disturbing. This is an individual who took an oath to protect the community. And instead of protecting the community, made a decision to prey on a 12-year-old.
That 12-year-old, detectives say his new wife's daughter. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office tells Local 4 the alleged crime happened in Warren on February 22nd, when the Detroit officer reportedly sent inappropriate text messages to the victim. Timestamps show the conversation started just before 2:30.
Baby, when I say swift, that's what I'm talking about. It just happened in February. And March 5th? Thank God. She spoke up right away. Can your people see your message on your iPad? What people? Your dad? Your grandma? My dad go through every one of my devices. Oh, if you find a safe way for us to text, let me know. But make sure, and of course I can't see the rest. It say messages in the trash. Nice, I can see up under that. And then it says, you okay though? Oh, you okay though? Yes. All right. If you want to keep texting, you will have to keep our conversation between me and you on some friendly type stuff. My dad goes through my phone. Now, didn't she just say this? Like, oh, LOL. Well, delete these messages. Dude, she ain't your friend. Okay, if you figure it out, let me know. Okay, so pretty much the same thing that he's saying there. And then a family trip soon too. Somebody out we gonna take a family trip soon. Oh, how? You need a second phone. No, I got an iPhone. Your iPad is connected to your iPhone, so your messages can be seen. Create a new text now. Number. Okay, Jarvis, junior or senior, or something. I don't know. But delete these messages and from your trash. Let me know when you create a safe line to text me on, Z. And guess what? Her name is Zanaya. Hold on. Wait a minute. Cause I'm like, wait a minute. Do I got the right father here? Hold on, man. Yeah, this is it. Wait, look how hurt my baby is. Wait a minute. Can you tell my mom? Hold on, I gotta figure this stuff out. Let me hit play.
a.m., lasting more than an hour. The text shows how he asked to keep their conversation private before the girl responds with how her dad goes through her phone. Then he tells her to delete their messages, writing they'll go on a family trip soon. Later, he asks if she needed a second phone before explaining how her iPad is connected to her iPhone. Again, he tells her, make sure to delete their messages, even the ones in trash. We asked our crime and safety expert, how soon should parents talk about the dangers of smart devices and online safety?
5 and even earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just saying that there are people that aren't necessarily good people, and making sure that your young person understands that, sometimes grown-ups don't always do the right thing.
Meanwhile, Warren police are praising the girl for telling an adult about the interaction.
We can't tell her enough how proud we are of her and her family for coming to us with this issue.
And meanwhile, that Detroit's officer's bond is set at $200,000. He is expected to appear back in court later this month. As far as what is next for Warren investigators, they tell me that they are looking at electronic devices to see if there are any other additional victims. If you know any information about this case, you're urged to contact Warren PD. We're live at DPD headquarters this evening.
See what I'm saying about these type of people? She told him, my dad looks through my phone. He got everything. Let me tell you, this is how we can save our kids right here. I mean, a lot of people let their kids have business when they ain't got none. If they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They kids, they ain't got no business. Nothing that you can't see. We gotta be in our kids' business. And this girl was good with her dad. And the sad thing is, I'm seeing like some disappointment in her mother. So we gonna get into this dad's page right now. So 2 days ago, the dad made a big post with screenshots, and we gonna go through that right now. Okay. Hold on. It's like 9 text messages messages here. Okay, so the dad says, y'all see what this look like? Tell me what it looks like to you. But I've been holding this in for about a week and some change. Whoa. But I can't no more. It's been on my mind real heavy. I took the proper precautions, went to the police and everything. It's a waiting game. Okay. And it only seems like, wait, let me turn this phone because this is too dang on. Hold on. Or can I turn it? I don't think I can. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I hope y'all can hear me. I see my signal is down. I don't know what's going on. Stupid thing. Hold on. Okay, so hold on. It's been on my mind really heavy. I took the proper precautions, went to the police and everything. It's a waiting game. And it only seems like when you put things on the internet, that's when things get handled. Yep. But this man thought it would be okay to text my 12-year-old daughter at 2 a.m. on this type of time. And the craziest part about it is he's your Detroit finest. He's a police officer, which he swore the oath to protect and serve. But he's not standing on that. His name is Earl. This is my child's mother's boyfriend. I don't do this internet stuff at all. Now, is he a boyfriend or a husband? because the first thing I read said boyfriend, then the news said a husband or a wife or whatever, and now he's saying boyfriend. But what's wrong is wrong, and he knows better. Well, I thought I thought so. My daughter, not knowing what type of time he was on. So that's why she was texting back thinking he was being normal. But she feels something was very off. So she sent the messages to her auntie, which I am proud, very proud of my daughter for, even knowing something wasn't right. I assure her every day. Now she told him her dad look at all her messages, but he just said that she sent them to her auntie. So she was like, if that wasn't true, then she was like, creep, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? So see what I'm saying about these type of people? They will take penitentiary chances. They'll do this stuff in front of a camera. That's how predatory they are. They think they can get away with it. Like he thought she was good with it. He probably said in his own damn mind that she want him or something. They tell themselves this kind of stuff. But anyway, she was texting back thinking he was being normal, but she feels something was very off. So she sent the messages to her aunt, which I'm proud, very proud of my daughter for even knowing something wasn't right. I assure her every day moving forward, she did the right thing and I'm proud of her. She just don't understand how uncomfortable and unsafe he made my daughter feel. He just don't understand. This situation could have been a lot worse. I'm just putting awareness out here because it ain't no telling who all he did this to. Pretty much he was grooming my daughter, and I don't like that. And I'm glad she sees me taking this situation very seriously to ensure her that I'm here for her and I got her back. I have full custody of my daughter, and it's been that way for 4 years. What? Now I'm confused, unless you're talking about another daughter. I have full custody of my daughter, and it's been like that for 4 years. She either just went over her mother's house to get her hair done or stay for the weekend. Oh, but she is not allowed around that man ever again. That man does not deserve a badge. Oh, yeah. How mom handling things? Yeah, it's very disgusting. She's defending him so hard. That's what the mother is doing. Man, listen. See, this is the problem right here with Naziah Harris. What are we looking at? A bunch of women that's allowing this. And this father just said this. You know what? The problem is the mothers. I mean, we know that, but I don't give a damn if you just got married. I don't care if you just walked out of the church. You never defend a man over your daughter, over your children. Welcome in, Precious Pieces. Welcome in, Blue Lotus. Thank y'all for coming in. Man, this is crazy. I'm happy that I'm surprised I wonder, so she lived with the dad for 4 years. What? That's very, very different. It's just odd that she didn't send it to her dad, who she said check all her messages. But anyway, I'm glad her dad is involved. See, and this dude knew that. She said my dad checked all my messages, and he's steady doing this. Okay, so then playing games with my friend Ariel. What game y'all playing? Oh, so this is how the conversation started. He must have said, what you doing or something. Playing games with my friend Ariel. What game are y'all playing? Roblox. Oh, you should play the Sims free play with me. It's fun. And then send a picture of him. I'm looking at a picture of him. I don't know. No, this is he just sent a screenshot of this creep. Let me grab this freaking creep. Talking about a cop. How many people have he arrested and did this to? He looked like he got them alcoholic lips. You know where they pink in the middle? That game never works for me. No, she said, "Oh, that game never works for me." Why? Can date, family, party, and more on there. You can date, family, party, and more on there. And she typed glitch. And he said, "Damn." Hold on. Oh, you should play The Sims free with me. It's fun. Okay, so that's double messages. She got him saved as my mom's boyfriend. My mama boyfriend. Somebody said, the top message say sleep too. Oh, she said, "You been okay though?" Yes, she said. All right, if you want to keep texting, you have to keep our conversation between me and you on some friendly type stuff. My dad goes through my phone. And she put up the emoji that threw up the hands and shrugged shoulder. Oh, LOL, would delete these messages. If you find something out, let me know, Z. We gonna take a family trip soon. And then the only thing I can see, something out, let me know, Z. Oh, okay, that's a double message. Oh, how? You need a second phone? He asked her, do you need a second phone? No, I got an iPad. Your iPad is connected to your iPhone so your message can be seen. Create a new text now number and something I don't know. But delete these messages and from your trash. Let me know when you create a safe line to text you on, Z. I made a new account on my iPad. And then I just see 12:30. So she must have said she going to a dance or something. He said, what type of dance? Valentine's dance. You got a date? Nope, I'm going with my friends. Cool. You can be real with me. I don't care if you curse or be yourself. I won't tell your people. I'm going to treat you like you're grown. You're mature enough. You see this shit? This what these bastards be doing. It's pissing me off right now. Oh my God. What do y'all think about these messages y'all hearing? This is pissing me off. But this is y'all see this? This is what grooming is called. They make it seem like they're your friend. They're your adult friend. They'll let you do everything your mom won't do. They'll be your coolest buddy. And then they'll take your life like what happened to Naziah. That's what they do. Y'all know. If you know anyone that's going through this right now, reach out to your closest family member and tell them. Run as fast as you can if they touching you. I'm telling you, get out of there. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. These people are just like this, and it ain't nothing that a person do to make this happen. All you got to do is just exist and be the right age for them. They always choose the same age for the most part. Maybe the age that something happened to them. I don't know. But this dude is a cop and he's sitting up here doing this. You got to be out of your mind. See, this would have worked if, you know what I'm saying, if he was touchable. You know, if she was around him a lot more, like how Naziah was always around these people, it's easy to do because you can brainwash them. But this father said his daughter lived with her for 4 years, him for 4 years, and she only go over there to get her hair done or something else, visit the weekend or something. Anyway, let me get to this. I'm confused. Can your people look into your iPad? What you mean? Can your people see your messages on your iPad? What people? Your dad, your grandma, your grandma. My dad go through every one of my devices. Oh, if you find a safe way, and he still, after she said that, he's still gonna say that. Oh, well, if you find a safe way for me to text, let me know. But make sure you delete all these messages, even in your trash. Nice talking to you, though, Z. Mm, mm, mm. And then there was a message I can't see. It say glitch. Damn, I was hoping you stayed another day. Why you leave? Had to for school. Y'all hear this? Thank God she left. And thank God she reported this bastard. Thank God he's locked up. And her daddy is on Facebook putting him on the scene, on the spot, putting out the messages. Who else has been through this? Another day, why you leave? Boy. Wow. Are you okay with me texting you this later? Sure. IG. Oh, well, you look good. Is my mama up? She knocked out. Oh, where am I? Sleep too. Oh, you been okay though? Yes. All right. If you want to keep texting, you will have to keep our conversation between me and you on some friendly type stuff. So if she was there, what would he be doing? Oh, I thought you was gonna stay one more day. Yeah, that's what this bastard was texting. Mm-hmm. And the father, like I said, this was 2 days ago. And then the father said, look how hurt my baby is. Hold on. Can you tell my mama I'm disappointed in her life? So real life. Can you tell my mama I'm disappointed in her life? So real life. Well, that's what it says. What made you feel that? Because I was just thinking, now is life. She's still picking him because he's still over there. Wait, she's still picking him because she's still over there. Dee Dee said she can have her whole house. So disappointed. Now I don't know who these people are or what that mean. I don't even know the mother name. Okay, I don't know nothing about the mammy. Sound like I don't want to know nothing if she picking this man over her daughter, because ain't no damn way he should be. I mean, did she see these text messages just like the father? Yeah, I know I'm disappointed in your mom. Everybody is. She used to be fighting over us. It will be okay. Earl gonna get exactly what he deserves. Now it's like I'ma just push it to the side. You got me. That's all that matters. I will be okay. I love you. Hold on. Okay. I love you too. So her dad posted this and he just said, look, my baby is so hurt. Was it a voice on here? Or it has no sound? I don't know if he should post all this stuff. But I appreciate y'all for going so hard for my baby. I love the support. No kids deserve any of this. I remember a time kids and women was off limits. Yep. Now, yep, man, it's hurtful. It made me think about the guy, Little Ronnie, which I never heard of him, but he was at the gas station and all of that stuff happened. And his baby, that stuff is hard. Yeah, it used to be a time. Now, I don't know what the F going on. MFers never think like, damn, if it was the other way around, a grown man on that type of time with your daughter. And then update a day ago, he locked up, y'all. Thank y'all so much for stepping hard around this B. And then, hold on. We ain't playing no music. We ain't doing that there. Okay, so that was it. Those are the text messages that her dad posted, man. What y'all think about that? Let me see what these people saying too. Okay, Tracy, thank you. Oh, Blue, this girl didn't go missing. So she has been found. Yeah, this girl did not go missing. Thank God. She told and she's saved. She's okay. And she's okay, but right now she's hurt because her mother is still dealing with this dude after she told her what was what. And she was just saying like she used to fight for us over us and stuff. And if the father had the kids for 4 years, that would probably be where she got that from. Because I'm sure it was a lot of that going on with the dad. But we got some videos to go through. So let's see what we can find out from this stuff. Sick piece of crap. We already read all that, shoot. But we'll just go through it. They might tell us something else too. It's all of 59 seconds.
Before news starts now with a breaking news alert.
What is going on here?
And we start with breaking news this
Uh-oh.
afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Priya Mann filling in for Rhonda Walker.
I'm Jason Colthorpe. That breaking news, a Detroit police officer now formally charged in connection to allegedly sending text messages to a minor. Prosecutors are saying 37-year-old Earl Anderson Jr. sent inappropriate texts to the young girl. Anderson charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes, which is a 4-year felony. Detroit police placing Anderson on paid administrative leave before he was arraigned this morning. His bond set at $200,000. Macomb County Prosecutor Pete Lucido released a statement this morning reading in part, "The safety and well-being of our children is a top priority. We should be able to trust police officers to protect our children, not prey on them." And again, that coming from the Macomb County Prosecutor because this case is originating out of Warren.
We go to the next one.
A Detroit police officer accused of sending dirty texts to a 12-year-old girl, his own spouse's daughter. 37-year-old Earl Anderson Jr. charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes, a 4-year felony if convicted. Anderson has been suspended from the line of duty.
It's a message thread back and forth between Mr. Anderson and a 12-year-old child with sexualized type messages.
Trigger warning.
Pictures. So I'm not going to go too much into all of the evidence, but I will state that they're inappropriate. They're messages back and forth that have a sexualized undertone to them.
Detective John Talos with Warren Police says there's around 10 messages in total that were allegedly sent between Anderson and the 12-year-old in the late night hours. Warren PD were informed last month after the girl told a family member.
We also want the victim in this case to know that she did a wonderful job reporting this immediately to family, and she did exactly what we would hope that any child would have the knowledge and the courage to do, which is to report this to the police department.
We're talking about a young little child, 12 years old. We're talking about a child who has to now live with uncertainty about police officers and every child for that matter when something like this happens.
Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison said a statement reading these allegations are concerning, troubling to be exact, because the alleged crime occurred in the city of Warren. Warren PD has taken the lead on the investigation. Pursuant to DPD's policy, our internal affairs unit is conducting a parallel investigation. Earlier today, I suspended Officer Anderson from duty. Next, I will submit paperwork to the Board of Police Commissioners to remove Officer Anderson from our department payroll. Anderson's bond was set at $200,000 cash surety. He is still in the jail. If he does post bond, he's not allowed to have any contact with any minors or internet access. His next court date set for March 18th. Reporting in Warren, Scott Walczak, Fox 2 News.
He shouldn't have any connection with any pets either, okay? No one's or animal
All right,
should be
Stephanie,
off
thank you.
limits.
You know, as a Detroit police officer, he's considered a hero to many, but new allegations against one of the city's finest now has Officer Earl Anderson Jr. facing charges of sex crimes against a child.
Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack has more on the text messages that were allegedly found on his stepdaughter's phone.
It gets even worse. It wasn't just any police officer. It's the 12-year-old little girl's stepdad. Apparently been with her mom for the last 5 years.
What do you say to this guy if he was standing right here?
I'll just be disgusted.
Cannot blame him one bit. His daughter, a 12-year-old girl, a 6th grader, nearly falls prey to a predator, her own stepdad.
I'm thankful that I caught it so soon because it could have been worse.
The girl's biological dad, Brandon Harris, outing the Detroit police officer on social media this week, sharing the messages that 37-year-old Earl Anderson allegedly sent at 2 a.m. last month.
I'm gonna treat you like you're grown. That's what really got me, and delete these messages and just grooming.
Anderson apparently telling the girl he'd treat her like she was a grown-up, urged her to find secret ways to chat with him, and repeatedly told her to delete the messages, specifically so her dad didn't see. The little girl didn't bite, actually just the opposite, handing over the messages to her aunts.
She just felt like something was off, and I really salute her. Like I said, I thank her every day, still now.
And then Brandon went to Detroit police. The chief there, Todd Bedison, tells Fox 2 Anderson was suspended immediately, and they're working to get him off the payroll as soon as possible.
What do you want the lesson to be for parents? Because
Just be aware, check them phones.
Anderson charged with 1 count of accosting a child for immoral purposes and given a whopping $200,000 cash bond. His daughter will eventually have to face him in court.
She got some anger building her, but she just walking around with a smile on her face.
Now, Brandon Harris does have another daughter, a 10-year-old little girl who was around Anderson, but we're told there has not been any inappropriate contact uncovered. Now, Warren police, they do want to know if there's more victims out there. Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Well, heck, if the mother been with him for 5 years and she been living with her dad for 4, that means she was around him too for a year. If we can believe that, because I don't know if he a husband or a boyfriend, because I done heard 2 different things. So I don't know. But yeah. I'm just so happy that she's okay. And that she just saved her little sister, who would sound like she lived there still, because they must have different fathers, obviously. Yeah. We gonna go to the Detroit woman that left her kids for all them years. We about to go to that. This our last case. I'm gonna have to update my title and all that, and my thumbnail. But yeah. I'm so happy that these creeps, at least this creep is off the street for a minute. But the max he can get on this look like 4 years. I'm hoping that some more people come forward while he's in there so he can get life. Because I'm sure he's gone all the way with somebody. You can believe that. Yeah. Sick piece of crap. And so with this Detroit woman, it's been a little bit of an update with her trifling, disgusting self. Like, seriously, you leave your kids like this under these type of conditions during the vid in 2020, during the pandemic, she did this. What? I mean, you can't even call this a woman. You can't call her a woman or a mother, okay? But I don't have no better words for it. That's nice. So yeah, we gonna go on to this 304. That's safe. Hold on, because I got a clip, I think, somewhere for this trife life hoe. 304. Oh, they said the reason why this woman was able to go under the radar is because the house was not on no type of list that it should have been if they was going to be rented out. It was illegally rented out, basically. Okay, so we talking about the lady that left her kids like this, but we gonna start with the update. We gonna work our way down. Please smack the thumbs up, y'all.
Was very, very tough, both physically to go into this apartment here where these 3 kids lived for nearly 5 years. They're just deplorable conditions. Feces all over the place, garbage piled high, the toilets overrunning.
Heck, I don't even know why the neighbors couldn't smell that from their door. You know what I'm saying? Or they window. Did they ever open the windows in that mug? Like, oh my God, look how close everything is.
It's just disgusting even thinking about it. And just the fact that someone had to go in there and clean it. It's the emotional toll. But let me introduce you to Kiara Mills and her North Cleaning Service and how she was the one that went in there. Take a look.
They hired her cleaning service.
As I was walking down the crazy stairs with all the feces, like going to the basement, it was makeup smear. I had to stop, and I was looking, and then I looked around, and I'm like I visualized whoever. It was the kid that did that. They were screaming for help.
32-year-old Kiara Mills, who owns North Cleaning Service, had to clean this Pontiac apartment in which 3 kids lived in for nearly 5 years with no parental supervision, barely enough food, and whose mother is now facing child abuse charges. You knew what you were getting into. I mean, this was a bad house.
This bad. It's not even the word.
Kiara remembers last Saturday when she got the call to clean the place.
And you know the crazy thing is, one of the guys that was walking down the steps actually fell. So he fell onto that crap. Yeah.
So all night I couldn't sleep. I'm telling my kids, I have 5 by the way. I'm telling my kids, I'm like, do you guys remember? They like, yeah. I'm like, I have to go clean that house.
It took Kiara and her uncle nearly 8 hours to clean it.
I went over the walls with all the feces on the walls. I went over the walls at least about 10 times. No over exaggeration, because I had to use SOS pad that I was scraping the paint off.
Kiara didn't say how much she got paid, but it wasn't much. And the house is still not ready to move into.
It wasn't much.
Would you live in that house now after you cleaned it?
No. And I have a good cleaning services, and I still wouldn't. The floor has to get gutted out. The memories that's holding in that house, I will forever think about it.
Oh.
The emotional toll just going into this house.
Oh man, and not that they would have had to pay me a lot of money to clean that house. But then again, her price is her price. God dang. That's crazy. Deplorable conditions. Those poor babies. Yeah, the kids used to yell out to people going by. Yeah, they would just say nice things to them, though. Like, nice car. Nice, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Not help us. It's stinking here. We hungry. None of that. They just would say things, nice things to them. Yeah, she not a mommy. And she's saying she doesn't like the jail conditions. Yeah, well, she better love them, because she gonna be there longer years than she is right now, hopefully, because she really left them for dead, period. She absolutely did. And let me see something, because I got a couple clips of that lady when she was in the house. Dang it, no I don't. I didn't put them in here. Okay, let's keep going.
House where those 3 kids lived for years is really unthinkable. You can see over here, there is still a cease and desist sticker on the home from the Pontiac Building Department, meaning that by law, nobody can live into this house. All the appliances had to be taken out. The floor still needs fixing. There's still plenty to do over here. Now, a little update on the mother who's in the Oakland County Jail right now on a $250 million bond, facing 3 counts of felony child abuse. She'll be in court on March 4th. That's the next time she'll be in court. And as far as Kiara Mills, the person that had to clean this place, well, apparently she's one of the most popular cleaners around. She posted a little bit on Facebook, and she's got about a couple of million views. And she says she's booked up for weeks into the future. I am live and I'm in Pontiac. I'll send it back to you.
Well, Charlie, with those conditions, we know that some county workers even had to use hazmat suits to go in there and bring things out. Why wasn't the place condemned? And do we even know how the health of the children at this point, how they're doing?
Well, a couple things. First of all, the hazmat from the Oakland County Sheriff's Department, they went in there with hazmats. Kiara actually went in there. She said that she had all kinds of masks and things. We saw a little video there, but it was very difficult for her. She had a bunch of gloves and things when she was in there as well. So that's one thing. As far as the kids are safe right now. They're living with family members, and we understand that they are okay, at least physically okay. Mentally, we just don't know. I sense that we'll get a little more information about the mother and the relationship and just what happened at this place at the preliminary exam.
So basically, they was in solitary confinement for 4 to 5 years, 3-4 years, or however they want. It's at least 4-5. If they say in 2020 during the pandemic, yeah. And then they end up saying, oh, it was people from like DoorDash and Uber Eats that was dropping off food, not some friend or something. Because some neighbors, I said it would, and I see my signal down, but some neighbors would say that they will see other people bringing food too, but it was like services. But who brought the loaf of bread? Like, get out of here. And then she on Facebook giving away food, and your kids here doing this.
Probably it's set for the end of March. I have a feeling it's going to be adjourned. This is the first time up. But again, there's still a lot more questions to be answered about why a mother could do this. And not 1, 2, 3 years, but almost 5 years here, dropping food off and then and just abandoning these kids. Right. It's almost unthinkable. But to get in there, I don't know. Kiara's, I don't know. She's got to be something special to do that.
Yeah,
we'll follow the story for sure.
Well, and what we saw and what we heard happen in there, it seems like that place does need to be condemned or at least taken down to the studs and renovated, because it'll be interesting to see who would want to live in that place after that.
I sure wouldn't. I wouldn't even want to visit. I wouldn't even want to go in there, period. Now, here's the real deal.
All right, next up, everyone, we want to go out to Pontiac, Michigan. This is where the Oakland County Sheriff is speaking on a case and an investigation where a mom is accused of leaving alone her kids in a neglected home for years. Let's listen on Live Now from Fox.
We're going to go back and double check all these timelines and that kind of information. So he, in essence, had lost contact with the kids. And that's where that stood. So we've had questions and timelines and that kind of information, kids. So that's what we've learned. So
is advised as we learn the details of this case.
Agreement was arrived at in 2022, but the mother still would not allow him to see the kids. So that's what we've learned so far, at least preliminarily. We're going to go back and double check all these timelines and that kind of information. So he, in essence, had lost contact with the kids. And that's where that stood. So we've had questions about that. The other questions that we've had was, who were the other people potentially dropping food at the house other than the mother? So far, again, the investigation is pretty layered and complex, given that it's going over years. But it appears that those are companies like an Instacart or a DoorDash, things like that. So so far, none of the people that were coming to the house had any awareness that there were kids inside or the situation in which they were delivering to. Obviously, the question was somebody dropping food off knowing there's kids there? No information at this point leads us to believe that. The kids were forensically interviewed with our partners at Care House. They've already been seen once at McLaren. We intend to have them at a much more detailed both physical and mental health kind of checkup, if you will, that will happen hopefully this week. When our detectives saw them at their interview at Care House, they were already making amazing progress, having had some tender love, having had some supportive care, having been put in new clothing and some basic hygiene. The one detective said that the little girl was talking quite a bit. So that's super exciting to see that happening. And as it relates to being in the house, the only one of the three that ever came out was the young boy, and he came out twice. Once because he wanted to feel the grass, which by itself is heartbreaking, and a second time to check the mail. So you wouldn't do this to an animal, let alone your child.
They had a lot of pizza boxes in their house, and they said, they said the girls were sleeping on the pizza boxes. The boy was sleeping on a mattress, but after they moved out all that garbage, you could see other mattresses in the house, and also you could see a couch. You could see stuff that you could not see at first. So they just throwing out, look all that damn pizza. These babies are strong. You hear me? They survived. No doctor care, no toothbrushes, no hair combing. Little girls that was 7 and 8, 12 and 13 menstruals, and all of that stuff happened. No, nothing. Deplorable conditions. You couldn't even use the toilet or the tub, or and the people that was moving the stuff out of this house, they said that it was hard to go in there at first because they had to get past the rodents that were there. They had to get past the mice. You hear me? Ugh. What kind of mother does this?
So, just to hear that he came out to touch the grass is just crushing, soul crushing on so many levels. As it relates to the house, we have obviously released pictures. I'll get my technical expert up. You've already seen some of these pictures. I rolled that little mouse, but it didn't want to cooperate.
I can't show the doo-doo and all that.
So inside of the home,
let's see.
As I had mentioned with these pictures, trash was piled, in some places 3 and 4 foot high. Everything was covered with feces and trash. The toilet had become non-functional, and the bathtub was filled with feces.
It's so horrible that I ain't showing that. It ain't covered up or nothing. And as a matter of fact, I think we probably gonna go past this in a minute.
That's the kind of situation.
Okay, we could show this one. Ridiculous. And she coming over there dropping off Febreze and like what? Febreze. Mom, it's stinking here. Can you help us clean up? Here's some Febreze and trash bags for you. And it took all these adults to clean this. This is 5 years. No garbage can. This is a landfill. This is an indoor landfill. Oh, I want to. Boy, this is just sick.
This is what we going through. This is a house that she kept them kids at, y'all. And I gotta clean it. Oh, God.
Do y'all want to take the stove and the refrigerator out? Or?
That stove and that refrigerator need to come out.
I'm not saying that. Well, y'all can take it out. Y'all want to take it out?
Where we gonna put it at once we take it out, sir?
Lay it right there. Yeah.
Lay it right there?
Yeah. You know those scrappers?
Yeah, but I need somebody to walk me downstairs. You want to? Have you been down there yet?
No, I ain't been down. Come on. Okay.
Ooh-wee. Come on, y'all going.
Give me my mat. Where is the mat at?
She should get her ass kicked.
No, that's a shame. Hey, where is my mat?
This is it, y'all.
In here. I don't know.
We got a big crew with us today.
Check the back of the look. Where?
Excuse me. Let me slide down here. Look at them. They was all down here. What you say, Uncle, a little bit? Yeah, you don't touch nothing if you ain't got no gloves on. All right, let me go up here.
Uncle Little Bit fell on his ass.
Yeah, so you gotta take that. This is what we going through. This is the house that she kept them kids at, y'all.
She did a good job of clearing this place out, pretty much. I mean, clearing it. Like she said, this thing gotta be gutted. Ain't no, like, I'm talking about they need to tear out the walls, the floor, everything. Whoever this landlord is, like, they said that pretty much he was renting it out and he hadn't put it on no type of market or anything. It's something like if you're gonna rent them out, you're supposed to be on linked with some others, like people that's got property for rent. I forgot what it's called and all that. But so he's probably gonna be in some trouble behind this because they consider it a illegal renting. So he got. Now that make me wonder who was the landlord, because y'all know the first thing I said was who waits that long before they require a payment. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's she paying them with? Dang, Detroit got a lot going on. Yes, they do. Man, and I just so happen I cover one case from Detroit and all these Detroit cases coming to me. But yeah, I'm wow, like sick. Why she out shaking, hurt, stinking, ranking, making a dollar or two. Like she ain't got no damn kids in the world. Shout out to T Beezy, like this whole 304. I mean, cause I mean, really, that's what she was doing. That's what she was selling. I'm just saying. Another Jarvis. Yep. And he was a cop. The last story we was talking about. Wait, I'm way up there, huh? What time is it? Look, I'm way up here. Hold on. I just realized I was way up. Required registration as renter with the local government. Okay, I wasn't sure who they were supposed to be registered with, but he in trouble. He is in trouble behind this. So yeah, did she know him? Was they, like what I was saying? Because remember they said he got in contact with her and then she dodged him for another 3-4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you let that happen twice? Or was it some type of payment that wasn't supposed to be, I wonder. Yeah, he is what? But okay, y'all. So that's our 2 hours. Look, man, I really outdid myself today. Okay. This is live number 3. Live number 3 for the 4. Yeah, you think he guilty? What? You know a little something about the landlord? Because I sure was like, that was the first thing I said. Number 1, how can she afford this condo? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, how's she affording this? In her lifestyle, maybe that was the payment. I don't know. And then she just said to hell with the landlord too. Kids, everybody. And I just don't know how her father didn't know what was going on though. I don't. They live in the same city. Because I was thinking, well, maybe they moved. Maybe she moved away. and her family is not around. No, I don't get it. It's sad, but that's who they allegedly supposed to be with. And I'm assuming maybe the father, but the father was in prison. I wonder what he went down for. That don't seem stable for the kids either. If he just getting out and stuff, like that's a lot to adapt to, getting out of prison, and you wasn't raising them in the first place, and now I don't know. Poor babies though. Poor babies. They suffer. They suffer. But all right, y'all, we gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. There's gonna be another live stream coming up. We gotta do Jelani Day. I've had this live stream set up for a while, and I'm gonna get through that this week. It's a lot of reading with that because I have the freedom of information. And but we gonna tackle at least an hour or so worth of Jelani Day until I get finished with the pieces that I do have. So thank y'all for tuning in. Let me see. Make sure y'all ain't saying nothing. Please smack the thumbs up if y'all didn't get a chance to. Years worth of trauma. Exactly. No communication with the outside world. No, they didn't even know how to brush their teeth. You know what I'm saying? They hadn't done that in years. They probably didn't remember, just sick. Obviously, they didn't remember. I mean, and then just in solitary confinement with rodents. But they survived. When a lot of people lost their life at that time. And she out at the bars. Shaking. And flipping on poles and all this. Like, girl. I definitely cared. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But we're going to get up out of here, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Smack that thumbs up. Oh, you saw me this morning? Yes. Crime and YouTube. Then crime again. We ain't playing with it. Tell them, Shandy. Tell them, 755. Don't play with us. Make this go viral. We living up to our name over here, baby. We always knew it would. The haters knew it too. I am all out of my element. Hold on.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on business. I've been stand on business. I stand on business.
That's right. We stand on business over here. Team Viral, baby. We winning. Shout out to Sleuth Nation. Peace and love, y'all. We out.